Look at somebody and say, the exchange. Look at somebody else and tell them, the exchange. Find somebody else and tell them, the exchange. You may be seated. Yes, I know this is a very familiar scripture about Paul and the thorn in his flesh. Paul tells us that he has a thorn. But he doesn't tell us what the thorn is. What's really the problem? What's really going on in his life? All we know is that he has a thorn. All we know that Paul has a problem that continues to irritate him, frustrate him. Anybody had anything going on in life that irritate them? Had them frustrated while they continue going through and they continue praying about it, but they find themselves still going through it? Have anybody felt like Paul before? So Paul got this problem and he praying to God, and God does not release him of this problem, this situation. How do we know this? Because verse 8 tells us, turn the blue down just a little bit. Verse 8 tells us that Paul asked God 3 times to remove the problem, to deliver him from the situation. But we read in verse 9, God said, my grace is sufficient. My grace is sufficient. I don't have time for all this, but I want to say this. I read where Paul says he has a thorn in his side. I went up one more verse and it said, at least I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelation. There was given to me a thorn in my flesh, the messenger of Satan, to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measures. My thoughts are that Paul had this thorn because, like us, we find ourselves casting stones at others when we feel we have no issues. You know, when you get in Christ, when you get in God and you get in there real good and you start living like you're supposed to live, now you want to point out everybody else's problem. So God said, he said, to keep a buffer on him, that he don't exalt himself, he gave him a thorn. So you can't talk about what someone else doing because you got problems yourself. You can't cast a stone at no one else because you ain't living like you should be living. So sometimes we got to have a thorn so we won't talk about somebody else. So we can understand that we all have fallen short. So I'll put my thorn on here. See, sometimes you got to walk around with that thorn. And see, everybody else can see this on you, but somehow we don't see what's attached to us. We don't see that we got problems. We don't see that we got issues. We don't see that we can be hateful. We don't see that we can be ornery. But everybody else can see this attachment. Everybody else can see your thorn when you can't see your thorn. You try to talk about everybody else when you got a problem yourself. So Paul said that I had a thorn. The same would buffer me. The same would show me my problem over and over and over again. We all got a thorn. We all got some things that we are doing wrong. But we're so quick to judge others about what they have done, what they are doing wrong, because we feel like what they are doing is worse than what we are doing. Remember last week, shot the arrow? Just because your arrow is closer to the target, you still did not hit the target. You fell short too. You missed the target. Just because you got close don't mean nothing. I almost won $1 million. I didn't play the lottery. You did. We both broke. Matter of fact, you more broke because you spent money. I didn't. I almost don't get you nowhere. I almost made it to heaven. But you're in hell with somebody else.
Well,
You almost made it, but you burned up with me. Almost ain't nothing. We ain't playing horseshoes. You know how it is When you feel like you're better, you got yourself all together, living the life of God like you're supposed to, it's easy to find fault in others, ain't it? Maybe that's why Paul wrote Philippians 4:11. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. Maybe that's why he wrote that. I don't know. Because you got to be content whatever state that you are in. Because if you're going through some things and you ask God to deliver you and he say, my grace is sufficient, meaning God is saying, you have enough to meet what you need. You have enough. I gave you enough to satisfy your mission. What I need for you to do is not want or feel like you should do what you want to do, but do what is required of you from me. That's what God is saying. With all that said, then I believe we can interject Philippians 4 and 2 Corinthians 12 together and get a better understanding of this thorn thing. Try to make some sense out of what Paul was going through and what we go through in our life every day. So I'll put these scriptures together and see can we make some sense of why we struggle sometimes. Okay? Is that all right with y'all? Paul saying in Philippians 4 and 13, I can do all things through Christ which strengthen me. If you move down to verse 19, it say, but my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches and glory by Christ Jesus. Now, I know a lot of times when we quote these verses, we quote as successful stories. Like, I can get that job. I can make it through this. You know, it's always on the success of accomplishment. You know, I can do all things through Christ. Yeah, I can do this. He supply my need. It's always on a accomplishment goal. When we're trying to accomplish some things. But when Paul wrote this, he was in prison. He was in chains. He was going through. And sometimes when you're going through, when you are struggling, like I've been struggling for the last 2 years, and you want to give up. Anybody ever want to give up? Don't be ashamed. Anybody want to give up because they just keep going through? Just want to throw in the towel. You got to know what God is supplying you with. God's supplying you with the peace of mind about your situation. See, what I was going through, sometimes I wanted to give up with my eyes and all these other issues I got going on with all the losses I had in a row. And I wanted to give up, but God would supply me with some peace. Say, I got this. It's going to be okay. I know you can't see it right now. I know you feel like you can't hardly walk right now. I know you got a piece of bone missing in your ankle. I know that your kidneys are failing. I know you got diabetes. I know that you might have colon cancer. I know that you might have prostate cancer. I know all these things are going on with you. I know you can't see out your right eye that good. Your left eye that messed up on you. I know, but I supply you with peace. I got you. You don't have to see. I will guide you. That peace about my situation that I haven't not yet came out of. The thing that I'm still going through, that I'm still dealing with. That very thing that will have you feeling that people will look at you and dismiss you. Treat you different because of the problem you have. That thing that you have done. It would have you feeling and saying things like, I could almost be used by God if I wouldn't have messed up, if I wouldn't have did this, or if I wouldn't have done that. I could almost be used by God. But I messed up. I didn't pass the test. I didn't hold out. I didn't stop. I kept going. I'll let you know there's others that got a thorn in their flesh beside you. And when you got a thorn in your flesh, you might not feel like you worth being used anymore. Anybody feel like that? when they messed up in church, messed up with God, that you don't even feel like you worth being used anymore? Because you feel like you just let God completely down. You was doing good, but something happened. You was on a roll, but something happened. Now you feel like you're not even worth being used anymore. Because you feel so ashamed of what you've done. It's hard for me to forgive myself. My God. It's hard. Because you know you messed up. Regardless of anybody else knowing it, you know what you done wrong. You know how far you just fell. You know that you could have made a different decision, but you made that decision that was the wrong decision, and you knew it was the wrong decision, but you still made it. Yeah. Have anybody ever been like that? Yeah. Now you got this thorn kicking around, and everybody's seeing it. So you think. I want to walk around with my head up, but I can't because of this thorn. Won't let me. I want to be used in the ministry, but I can't because this thorn keep pressing me. Lord, I continue to mess up again and again, time after time. I continue letting you down. I pray about my problem. I even ask you, God, to stop it, take it from me, remove it from me. And all you said is, my grace is sufficient. But God, I keep making mistake after mistake. God, I keep going back. God, I keep doing this. God, I keep saying this. God, I keep getting angry. God, I keep cussing. God, I keep drinking. God, I keep smoking. God, I'm praying, God, take this taste from my mouth. I'm praying, take this feeling from me. But you keep telling me your grace is sufficient. A lot of times when we as saints, as Christians, hear the word grace, we think of God's divine, unmerited favor, right? Which is giving us what we don't deserve. Freely giving us unearned love and mercy, right? God knew who you was before he gave us. He knew who we were before he gave us grace. He already knew who you was before he even gave you the grace. He knew all of our mistakes before we even made them. He already knew what mistakes we was going to make before we made them. But guess what, y'all? He still called us. He knew when he called you to be a evangelist, a deacon, an elder, a minister, a pastor, that you wasn't done making mistakes. You think he knew, thought you were going to be perfect when he called you? Because God knew what he created us for. That's why Hebrews 12:6 says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chastens. God chose to chasten us in our wrong. He chose to allow us to walk in certain situations so we would feel the conviction of our wrongdoing. Chasing us. He chose to chasten us. He chose to put us in a harsh situation that we would feel the conviction on the inside. For things that we used to do that we didn't feel conviction, now we feel conviction. Chasing us. Listen, church, grace is so much more than just unmerited favor. As I was saying, it's an exchange. We're talking about an exchange that makes sufficient, that is made sufficient just for us. Because our strength is made perfect in weakness. So our problem we're dealing with, that thorn, doesn't matter. That thorn, that problem you worry about, it doesn't matter. Go give me a bottle of water, somebody. I forgot to bring the water I wanted, but I knew I was forgetting something wrong. All that matter is that we make an exchange. That's all matter, that we make an exchange. That's the only thing that matters. God is saying, if you give me your weakness, your problem, I'll give you strength that is needed. I'm going to say it again. All we need to do is make an exchange. You exchange your thorn for water, living water. Remember Jesus said, if any man thirsts, let him ask. So your problem, exchange it for water, for the living water. Change it for God. Change it for his strength. That's all we got to do. That's all we need to do. God give us the strength to deal with the problem, the agony. When we feel like we already defeated, anybody feel like they were defeated already in a situation? God give us strength to do those things that we feel we're too weak in. That's why God say, when you're weak, he's strong. I'm telling you that it must be an exchange. When you are struggling from what you're going through for who God is in your life, you have to exchange your weakness for his strength, your wrongness for his goodness, your sin for his righteousness. It got to be an exchange, people. It has to be exchange. When you're struggling, there needs to be some type of exchange with Christ. God's telling somebody today, I want you to give it to me. I want you to give it to me. God tells somebody right now, give it to me. Please don't give it to them. Don't give it to them. Listen to me again. God said, I want you to give it to me. Don't give it to them. Please don't give it to them. But what we do, we give our weakness, our problems to the wrong source, to the wrong people. We give our weakness to other weak people.
Well,
we give our weakness to other weak people, thinking and hoping if I can give them my weakness, I feel better. I need some help from God now. I'm trying to explain that God gave it to me, and sometimes it's hard. Y'all, anybody ever preach, you get it one way. It's hard to kind of give it to it the way God give it to you. It's hard to make people to relate it the way God give it to you, the way you feel it. Anybody had that problem before? When you try to explain something to somebody? That's how I feel right now. Because Hebrews 12:6 say, for whom the Lord loveth, he chastens. This is why certain relationships don't work out. They had to walk away. They had to disappoint you because you wanted them to do what only God could do for you. Don't give it to them. We give them our heart thinking you will find the love that you need. Let me tell y'all something. They can't love you the way God loves you. And so you'll give your all to a person hoping that they get it all to you, that you'll feel secure, you'll feel hope, you'll feel help, you'll feel love, but they can't love you like God. Don't give it to them. Don't give it to them. See, we depend on our job to do what God do for us. We be thinking in our mind, if I can get paid enough, if I can make enough, I'll be okay. I'll be able to get this, I'll be able to buy this, I'll be happy. When we know the Bible says God supplies all our needs, right? Did you know that rich people still have problems? Rich people still get upset. Rich people still get mad. Rich people still go through. Money can't do what God can do. So you give all this kind of job, work all this overtime, but they can't supply your every need. Money, the Bible do say money answer all things on earth, all material things. But money can't help you when you're sick and the doctor don't even know what's wrong with you. When the doctor don't know what, come on. You want that job, your money to do what only God can do. You want that man, that woman to do what only God. You want that man to love you, that woman to love you the way only God can love you. You want that man, that woman to take away your pain because you're feeling sad today. And then you wonder why They don't say what you want them to say when you get home. You got having a bad day at work. You're having a bad day at home, and your husband and wife get home, and you feel like they're supposed to say something to make you happy, to make you feel better, and they don't. Now you're mad because you want them to do only what God can. Oh, come on. I'm telling you, you'll stay in a relationship because you think that relationship making you happy. Still in pen. Oh. Okay, let me move on. Let me move on. I see y'all looking like, no, you in my business. Let me love who I want to love, Pastor. I ain't telling you not to love them. I'm just telling you they can't love you like God can love you. I'm just saying. And I'll stand on that. Because they'll leave you, but God said, I'll never what? Leave you or forsaken you. You messed up on them, they messed up on you, they probably out there dumb. How many times you messed up with God, he's still right there. Let me move on. Let me tell y'all this right here real quick. There is nothing on earth that can give you got tongue twisted. Let me try that again. I got excited. I'm sorry. I got excited my own self. I got happy for this word. Hold on. I hope y'all get happy after I say it. There is nothing on earth that can give you a experience like Philippians 4:7. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding. Ain't nothing on earth can give you understanding when you're dealing with something that you can't understand. When you deal with something that you cannot understand, there's nothing on earth but God himself can make you understand. Why they had to leave me? Why did they have to die? Why I got to have this problem? Why I'm going through this? Why I had to lose this? Why I got to have this? Why I got that disease? I don't understand. Ain't nothing on earth gonna make you understand. I'll give you the peace to deal with what you're going through. I'm trying to help somebody today. Let me tell y'all something. You can't get high enough, drunk enough, make love enough. I'm telling you the truth. To have that type of peace in your life. Come on now. We're going to talk about this for a minute. I ain't got no notes, but we're going to talk about it because somebody need to hear it. It's the truth now. Because you think of that thorn, that problem, in that moment. See, because you ain't thinking about it. See, because you didn't got so high, you don't think about that problem. You don't feel this thorn on your leg now because you're too high. You're too drunk. You with your boo now. You don't feel nothing. You laid up from the floor up, hugged up from the throat up. I don't know where. Come on, God, you show it out now, God. God, show it out now. God, show it out now. I'm just saying. See, in that moment when you like that, you ain't thinking about none of your problems. You ain't got peace. It's just a delayed reaction. Because when you come back to your reality, all those things are still waiting on you. When you come out your high, leave your boo, get out, get from undrunk, get sober. Now you got more problems. Because the money you could have used, you can't use because you got too high. Then drunk. Maybe your boo took it. Trying to please them, buy them stuff. No, you had none of your bill money, but you want to go out and eat. I'm showing out. I'm just saying. Only God's grace can keep your heart and mind in perfect peace. And that through Christ Jesus. I'm going to tell somebody right now. You can take all the drugs you want. You can drink all you want to drink, as much as you want to drink. You can sleep with whoever. But I'm telling you right now, there is nothing greater than God's grace. Nothing you can get on earth can make you strong in the areas that you're weak. You heard what I just said? Let me repeat it. You can take all the drugs you want, drink as much as you want to drink, sleep with whoever, but I'm telling you right now, And the guy at work, Frankie Joe, said, I tell you right now. I tell you right now. I tell you right now. There's nothing greater than God's grace. Tell you right now. Ain't nothing on earth can make you strong in the areas that you are weak. It got to be exchanged from God. Now, I will give you this right here. I will tell you that on earth you can get this. You can take or drink something that will help you forget. You can take or drink something that will help you sleep, help you relax, help ease the pain. But if you want to be made strong in the area that you're weak, that got to be an exchange. You hear what I said? Because, yeah, you can take some things that you relax, right? Did your problem go away? You just relax. Nowadays, you take medicine, and you got to take another medicine to counteract the medicine you took. You can take one pill, but you end up taking 5 because of all the side effects. Now you got more problems than you had when you went there. You had one problem, now you got 5 problems. Now you're taking 6 or 7 pills for one problem. Y'all know it's true. You know, I got high blood pressure, but I take this pill, but they told me I got to take this pill because it's going to cause this to happen there. I got to take this pill over here because that pill caused this to happen. I got to take this pill to counteract that pill because it goes off too early. I got to take this pill because, you know, it's a slow release. Y'all know what I'm talking about to take all these pills. And you got to pay for all that. I had to take the pain for $300, Alex. I'm just saying, sometimes I told my doctor, I can't afford that pill. I dropped about $800. You got dry eyes, I spit on. God spit on it. She looked at me and she said, let me see, can I get you something back here for free? I said, I like free. I said, because I can't afford no $800 for no eye drops. What's in that drop? And look, the ball about that big. I literally the ball that big. I said, $800. I can't use it but 3 times. That need to be a lifetime subscription. I'm sorry, let me move on. But she said, it's high. I said, you know it. I will use prescribe it to me. Go ask me, talk about, go say, if it's more than $100, let me know. You know it's more than $100 when you can. Yeah, it's trying to play me. Ooh, Jesus, it's still up at Kroger's right now. It can keep on waiting. Tell me, you want to feel it? No, I don't. But listen, if you know you gotta exchange your weakness, right? But you gotta open your mouth. You gotta open your mouth. You want other folks to pray for you, all this stuff. That's good, but you gotta open your mouth. You gotta say, God, here I am. Lord, take my weakness. I give up. I can't do this on my own. I tried, but somehow I keep failing. That's what we don't want to say. I just keep failing at this. I can't do it. It's hard to resist. You keep running back, don't you? They call, you go. They knock you open. They stop, you do. Come on, somebody. I'm just saying. You're going to have God. God, I'm tired of being weak. I don't want my weakness to interfere with my destiny. The calling I have on my life. Anybody don't want their weakness to interfere with their calling? Their destiny? I realize my weakness is hurting my family. Did you know your weakness can hurt your family? And now my weakness is changing the way I see myself. You know, you can be weak so long in so many areas, you don't even recognize yourself sometimes. You get to doing stuff that you didn't never think you'd do. You don't recognize who you are. Now you're doing this when you didn't used to do it. Now you're doing that and you didn't used to do it. Anybody been like that? You're like, man, you know you're doing stuff you shouldn't be doing. And people say, I don't even recognize who you are anymore. And if you don't make this exchange, then your weakness will keep you from your calling. You know what we got to do, church? We got to go to war with our weakness. We have to activate 1 Corinthians 9 and 27. This is how you go to war with your weakness. You got to activate. Y'all need to write this down. 1 Corinthians 9 and 27 and put side it. Go to war. Somebody put it in the chat on Facebook, say, I got to go to war. 1 Corinthians 9:27. 9:27. It says, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. We got to make up in our mind that no matter what, we're not going to allow a weak thing to keep us from a God thing. You know what I be talking about is a good thing or a God thing? Now we're talking about is a weak thing versus a God thing. The weak thing is you. The God thing is your calling. You can't let this weak thing that you're doing, that you can't stop doing, that you refuse to stop doing, keep you from a God thing. Come on, church. Let's go to war with our flesh. Because the Bible tells us that in Matthew 26 and 41, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Church, you know what else we can't do? We can't ignore our weakness anymore and think it's just going to go away. We can't act like you don't have this weakness. You know, know what the world says? The world says, fake it till you make it. You ever heard that? Fake it till you make it. Well, I tell you this, faking it will not make it in the spiritual realm. You can fake it with the world. You can act like you something in the world and people might believe it. But those spirits, they see you who you really is on the spirit side. Now look at it. Come on, come here, Bob. Bob, look at Susie over there. She thinks she's fooling us. She ain't fooling nobody. Oh, look at old Jimbo over there. Oh, that's a good outfit he got on, though. He look good. But we said, run him cat raggly. Cat raggly. They say you running, ain't nobody chasing you. I'm telling you. Look here, let me show you how you can tell. Look, just because you post on social media, see, you can't ignore, you can't cover it up, you can't fake it. A lot of people on social media post look like they got it all together. Laid up with their husband, wife. No, they arguing. They about to get a divorce. But it look like they got the perfect marriage. Kids just behaving, kids just as bad as all outdoors. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Look at my little angel. You cussing them while you taking a picture. Be still. Get your, take this picture. Now you cussing at them to take the picture. Then the post and look at my angel. Ain't they just the sweetest thing? Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Whooping them and be quiet. Then you got to wipe the tears and take the picture real quick. And everybody's like, man, he's so nice. He's so pretty. I'm just saying. Posting on social media, looking like they got it all together. You can't post yourself out of weakness. You have to make an exchange with Christ. You can post all day long. You got it together. Looking like you making money. Looking like you about money. Look like money, walk like money, talk like money. That's a lie. It ain't no money. Just broke as can be. They got on AI and got all dressed up. Ain't got nothing. You just dirty. Ain't took no bad smelling, but you look clean. AI will fix you up. It even take the dirt off your face. AI gets stink out of doo-doo. You be looking at doo-doo and only smell. AI take the steak out of doo-doo. I'm telling you. Somebody come and get me. I'm just saying. You gotta press it. Y'all got me like this. I'm just saying. So that's why we see God telling Paul, I know you keep asking to get out of this, to stop this, to take this from me, to remove this from me. I know you're hurting. I know you're tired of going through. Anybody tired of going through? I know you've been dealing with this for some time now. Like many of us have prayed over and over and over again, and it seems like nothing's happening. But God keeps saying the same thing. My grace is sufficient. My grace is enough to get you through whatever you're going through. You're going to make it through because I have given you the grace. I have given you the power. I have given you the strength to walk, not by what you see, but walk by faith and not by sight. What I'm trying to say is, the one way we can get through this life, through our struggle, is that we start allowing to learn how to allow our faith to do the thinking. You got to let your faith think for you. And if your faith is thinking, then your feet should be walking, because you walk by faith. Paul said, we walk by faith and not by sight. So if your faith is thinking, then your feet need to be walking. I feel we spend more time trying to figure out who God is. Well, let me see what I'm trying to say. Meaning, we try to figure out how things happen, why they happen this way. How come things end up like they did instead of like this? Just have faith that's God. It's not by coincidence. It's not by chance. It's not by luck, but it's by God. That's all you need to know. Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. I need to go. I got to get out of here. I got to wrap this thing up. I got to go, Sister Fleet. I got to get up out of here. But I'll give you a couple more things. I'm getting up out of here. We struggle so hard with our thorns, with our problems, our mistakes. You think it's the devil's fault that you got pregnant. You think it's the devil's fault that you messed up. You think it's the devil's fault that you lost your job. You got all these crazy thoughts running through your head, and you think it's all because of the devil. Did you know that some of us have been considered by God to go through? Don't get in your head. Don't get in your head. You remember Job, he was considered, right? Some of us are considered by God to go through. What you're thinking is that you can't move forward in the ministry now because of your problem, your situation, your thorn, because of how you feel about yourself for what you done did and how others might think when they find out. So you're all in your head thinking about these things, thinking everyone is going to look down at you, talk about you. But remember, God knew this when he called you. And God is the only one who can give life and allow life to be taken from earth. You can't get pregnant. You can't lose nothing unless God already allowed it to happen. You think that the devil could create life? He would create all kinds of little demons. He'll make you lose everything you got. If he could do it, if he can make you lose your job, the devil took my job. The devil can't take your job unless God already ordained it, unless God already allowed it.
Amen.
He can't take life or give it unless it's already proven. I messed up and got pregnant. You ain't messed up and got pregnant. You got pregnant because you supposed to be got pregnant. Now, how you did it, because you didn't do it the way God told you to do it, and God said, I need you to have a child, but you want to have a child the way, just like Abraham and Sarah. Supposed to have a child. They had a child, but Ishmael had to be born. So it's okay, Ishmael got to be born. Let it be born because you made a mistake. Now you got this mistake. This is not a mistake. What I mean by that, you got to take care of this child too, because he probably been born over here, but he gonna be born to you because you will listen to me. Somebody gonna understand that. I told you to wait on me. But you got ahead of me. Now you got a responsibility that you wouldn't have had till later on when you were able to take care of that responsibility. I was going to put you in a position to take care of responsibility, but you want to go ahead of me. So now you're going to take care of responsibility at an early age. Okay. Let me move on. Y'all looking at me like I'm crazy now. You thinking everyone is going to look down at you, talk about you, and God called you? You can choose to pull the trigger, walk out in front of something, but it's God's choice if you die or live. It's not yours. The only choice you have is how you live after it. You can pull the trigger, but it ain't your choice to die. You can't outsmart God. I'm just gonna die. No, you're not. Now you gotta live a vegetable. You still gonna live. What you gonna do now? That's your choice. How you gonna live as a vegetable? Who gonna take care of you? You made that choice. I didn't tell you you chose to pull the trigger because you thought you were gonna take your life. But I said not today. Only God can give and take life. You can't even take your own life. You can walk out in front of a train. And God say, not so. It's not so. I don't care what nobody say. Miracles happen every single day. They be like, how in the world did he survive? How should he survive that train track? They still living. They got knocked 500 yards off the side. Okay. So I'm going to do as Paul did. I'm not going to whisper about my infirmities. I'm not going to whisper, because he said my infirmity, I boast in them. I'm not going to whisper about my weakness, whether it be physical or mental. I'm not going to whisper about it. Whether it be an element, some kind of pain inside my body, something I'm going through, my flaws, my defects, I'm not going to whisper about them. I'm not going to whisper about them. I'm not going to hide them anymore. I'm not going to hide my flaws. We can't ignore our problems, our infirmities, our weakness, like nothing happened. But there needs to be an exchange with God for weakness, our doubt, our insecurity. This exchange that we make with God will require us to see that we can still be used by God. In the midst of what everyone else is thinking, what everyone else is saying about our problem, about our situation, we can still be used by God. But it's not about what people think about us, but who God is to us. God is the one, the only one who can make that exchange with us. That will turn our weakness into strength, our sadness into joy, our hate for another into love. We must make that exchange so where we can live again, have peace again. See, sometimes you can do something so bad in your life that you lose your peace. You lose your happiness. You lose everything about yourself. It's true that we may not go back to how we was before all this happened, because grace doesn't change what happened. It only gives us another opportunity. I mean, we already shot. So grace don't erase the shots that we shot with our arrow, right? It don't erase those shots. But it do give us another opportunity to shoot again. Yeah, you messed up. And God's not going to erase your mistake. People still know what you did in your past. People still know that you've done that. People still understand that. But grace gives you opportunity. And everybody's not going to look at you the same, regardless. Some people are going to forgive you and move on. And some people are going to hold on to what you did wrong. But you can't let that stop you from being used by God. Because grace gives you another opportunity to live again. So pick up your arrows and shoot again. Right now, you're looking as you'll never be able to face the world, the people again from what you've done. But grace is sufficient. enough to help you understand that on the other side of this, you can live again. You can still be used by God again. You just have to make an exchange so God can show you there is life after a mistake. God will show you that there is life when you should have been dead. There is life when you should have been dead. You just don't know that I should have been dead and gone, sleeping in my grave. But God chose to let me live on. Some of us sitting here today, some people are sitting beside people that should have been dead. But God chose to let them live on. I'm telling you, you don't know who you sitting by. You don't know what they ain't been through. You don't know the mistakes they had made that they should have been dead. But God chose to let them live on. You sit beside miracles right now and you don't realize. Right now. Some of us, God did a Psalm 42 on us. He brought me up out of the miry pit, the harbor pit, the miry clay, and set my feet on solid rock and established my going. Y'all don't know how far some of us then came. Y'all don't know what God pulled us out of. I'm trying to tell y'all, and I got to go. I'm gone now. I gave you what you want. I'm getting ready to get out of here. You just don't know who you sitting by. The thoughts that have been running through their heads. Some might be thinking, why should I be here? But grace gave us another chance to exchange it. I'm telling you, it got to be in exchange. So I ask, who's ready to make the exchange? If you're ready to make an exchange with God, stand to your feet. Struggle, part 3. Make the exchange. Amen.